皆さん、こんにちは。よろしくお願いします。How's everyone doing? How's everything going? Are you well? Are you fancy? Are you feeling fancy? Oh, I could just do that and then it wouldn't affect that. Oh, look, it's my face. I gotta change that. Yeah. Good. So we do the N1 grind again. 日本語能力試験のね、勉強をね、しないといけないんだけど。別にしなくてもいいんだけどね。自分の利益のためであれば完了。Whoa! Jeez. So loud. Those notifications. But I'm glad that the Discord notifications are much faster now. Let's see. Who will be first today? Oh, Chiari-san! Chiari-san! Hey! Ohayo! Whoa! 初チャットっていうか、初じゃないな。日本語の方が難しいね。こういう短く言うと。今日初めてチャットした人がジャリーさん。なんか長いね。Hey Zenny! You're trying to learn Japanese? You are learning Japanese. Oh yeah. How are you guys today? 皆さん元気？皆さん元気？やあ、友達。How have you been? 一コメ、一コメ。なんか、あるかなと思って。なるほど。一コメがチェリーさんって感じ。一番最初のコメント。一コメ。いいね。ありがとう。そう。今朝思ってたけど、なんか、ちょっとコーヒー、エスプレッソを作りながら、ちょっと考えてました。なんか、僕がすごい多分ありがたいのは、なんか日本語で話すときに、なんていうんかな。まだ頭が回らない。なんか、多分、わざと、1個目か。なるほどね。1個目ね。1個目ゲットとか言う。いいね。1個目ゲットたまに言うとこ。たまに言おう。That's what I should. たまに言おう。ありがとう。そう、なんか、多分、日本語を普通に話せるから、多分わざわざ、面白いの日本語とか、知らない、ことわざとかを使ってくれる日本人結構いるんですよ。それ結構嬉しくて、なんか、もちろん、教える側だけど、なんか、僕もちょっとだけ勉強になって嬉しい。特にことわざとか、スラングとか、だって1個目とか別に知らんでええやん。でも、なんかそれを知れて、なんか、ちょっとだけ、なんか、まだ日本語を勉強してるって感じがする。自分の利益のためとあれば手段を選ばない官僚もいる。I actually don't know this one. It's definitely not 4. よかった。私は先生の邪魔になるコメントしてないか心配だったが。いや、全然やで。つか、なんていうの、コメントが邪魔って、俺思わない。ちっとも。なんかスパムとかなんかビャーってなんかちょっとうるさいやつとかやったら別話は違うけど、 ちょっと別な話やけど、全然。Whoa! ミスタードリーいらっしゃい You're going to Japan next week? すごい Where are you going, dude? ミスタードリー様If I had to guess, I'm gonna guess this one. Yes! Actually, I guessed that based on radicals. This one, I'm pretty positive is the kanji for like pipe. This one just didn't make sense with kusakamuri, the top thing. And then this one I kind of associated with management. So, made the most sense. The play button is not working here. Play button. Do I have a play button? Oh, hold on. I have to turn on Firebot. My bad. What play button? But yeah, sorry, I forgot to turn on my Firebot. Welcome to Japan. Yeah. Yeah, one of my students is coming to Japan in January, and we're gonna meet up. So that'll be pretty cool. That's the first time that'll ever happen. Hopefully he doesn't kill me. I'm just kidding. Oh no, there's an update for Firebot, so it's downloading. I guess updates are good though. Next. Oh. Allow access. Do any of you guys want to do the JLPT? I feel like it's really not... I wonder like why most people take it. Like I feel like probably the biggest one is for work. Like if you're trying to like get a job in Japan or something, I imagine that's like the main reason you'd want to do it. 借金までして欲しいもの。借金までして欲しいものを手に入れるというのは浪費に他ならない。Pretty sure it's that. Yeah. I forget what it exactly means. Like bankruptcy, I think, or debt. 厳しい彼女のことだから、そんな彼の姿勢を許すはずがない。Gimu. Oh wait, we did this one, but I think it's good that I'm doing it again because I forget which kanji it was. Shoot, I already forget again. Was it the one with the person or without the person? Let's go with boom. Dang it, so it's this one. So Gimu is not involve iku or a person. Is there anything else I can? Waga. Without the person. For some reason, that was one of the earliest kanji we learned. Yeah, I remember learning this in Japan, like in class, but now it's working. Good. Yeah. Oh, now sorry, I had to turn on Firebot too. Firebot's like the thing that I do for all my stuff. Hey, Pierce, how's it going? Thank you for subbing. I don't know when you subbed. Oh my gosh, you've been subbed for 7 months? Gosh. Something about the passage of time on Twitch is very strange. I just like なんか Twitch のなんか時間っていうか、その Twitch をやってたら、その時間がすごいあっという間に過ぎていく。すごいなんかびっくりした。7ヶ月はちょっと意外。I feel like we just met like 3 months ago, 4 months ago, 5 months ago, 6 months ago. Oh, 7 months ago. Okay. 俺隠れてサブしてる。Maybe that's why. Because you don't have it announced or anything. Hey. Yeah. That makes sense. So yeah, that's like the thing with a lot of these kind of like trick kanji questions. It's like, it really doesn't matter in real life if you think that there's an E or not. Like, it's not going to affect anything except for your like ability to perfectly identify the kanji. Like, it's not like there's random kanji mistakes out there that you're like, oh, now, like, even if it was the wrong kanji with Gimu and you just read it as Gimu, it like really wouldn't matter. So you never announce your subs? No. Thanks for being subbed for 7 months. This one's for you. The continuous jelly secret gang. And the belly jelly club. Okay. Thanks, man. I appreciate your support. 本人の希望もさることながら、上司の承認を得ることが先決です。Does anyone else love sneezing? I think it's like as long as it's not like allergy sneezing, it's like the best feeling. Bless me. Thank you. Hey, Shelby. In my family, with me, Inorder, and my wife, we started, sneezing feels so good. So like, if you're a person who like holds your sneezes in every time, please just let it go. Let it blow. And you'll thank me. I can't sneeze just once. It's like 4 in a row. 3 is like the perfect. 3 is like the perfect amount of sneezing. But and 4, you're like, ooh. But yeah, there's something I really enjoy about sneezing. In my family, I started saying like, because bless you just doesn't mean too much. Like, I don't mind when people say it or whatever, but I was like, what can I say that means more? So like now every time someone says, like someone sneezes, I'm just like, Jesus loves you. Oh yeah, I gotta put up the you're slacking. I need to know the tags. Gesundheit. The tags. I don't know what else to do after this. Seems like nobody. Sometimes people find me with travel, so we'll just leave it at that. If it was an old movie, it would mean I'm dying in the next. Yeah, like, Mary, are you coming down with? Oh, dang it! What was the like a consumption? You coming down with consumption? I think I am, Bert. Not Bert. What would it be like? I think I am, Edward. And then a shot of an empty chair with like, for some, yeah, and then there's just like nobody's there, and then that's the end. And then you see a tumbleweed. Mary lived a long, blessed life to the ripe age of 14. And, well, we can be thankful for that. Tuberculosis never goes out of style. There's this one Scrubs clip that is kind of like this whole thing. It's like, he's like, it wasn't, he's like, you'd be surprised, you know, how advanced medicine got. It wasn't, you know, too different that long ago, or something like that. And it keeps like going back in time to like how they would have treated diabetes. And it like starts off like, you know, we'll just start dialysis. and then it's like, we're gonna have to cut off that foot or whatever. I don't know. I do. Scrubs is probably my favorite show of all time. Oh yeah, we already did this one. What was this? Eikyo. Yeah. Kofun. Kaizen. Oh, weird. This one has it twice. Alright. 8. So eventually just get, there's only like 8, 9, 10. There's 3 more pages of these. I'm not gonna do this all today. But just go through these and then start on the grammars. But how are you guys doing? How are your Japanese studies? No. What I really want to know. I have bad news. I forgot how to speak Japanese. No such thing. No such thing. I don't believe you. I think that we probably lose skill. I remember even when I was already like pretty dang fluent, I came back to the US for 2 years and barely spoke any Japanese. I still consumed Japanese like media and some other stuff like that, like watched some shows, anime, but didn't really speak. Actually, I got way better in that time. Like I was like slow to speak because I hadn't spoken in 2 years really. But it was weird. It was kind of cool. But it comes back. It comes back. You definitely forget some words. The kind of the quick. It's like a quick switch. So you kind of like, it's like a rusty bike, and you gotta like reapply the, you know, put some WD-40 in there or something like that, so the gears start turning again. But you know, if you just keep it going and then keep using it, it stays good. I used to have dreams where I'd converse pretty quickly. That started when I was studied abroad. I had a dream last night where I couldn't output at all. It's been 11 years since I formally studied Japanese. WD-40 on a bike? Eek! Hey, Botman! Hey, some of us aren't blessed with amazing knowledge and stuff, and so we just copy what our dads did for the quick fix. Psh, it's for water displacement. Whatever, just put it in there. WD-40 on my brain. All right, Genki, how are you feeling, Botman? Shusho? ほほほほほ。の発言をあらかじめ予想されていた範囲の内容で今更驚くにはならない。はいじゃ。Yeah. Actually, this word I know kind of funny. So, I think it means prime minister. I'll just double check now. Yes. So I learned this word in an embarrassing way. I had just started a job where I was supposed to be like super fluent in Japanese. I was an exchange coordinator at a university, and which basically I like was in charge of all the study abroad students and kind of taking care of them and being their like Japanese, like American dad in Japan or whatever. And so I'm like, I've never translated before really. Demo, I'm kind of feeling the classic today. Where is it? I need a new office. Not a new office. I just need space. What should I put on a bike, Bridgewater, if it's not WD-40? Just grease? And, so yeah, I'm like supposed to be translating. I'm supposed to be like good and everything. And I'd never really translated in my life up until that point. Definitely interpretation, especially live interpretation. I'd be fine with it now because it's just, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, I think being way more fluent definitely helps with being good at live translation and that kind of stuff. Interpretation. But there's a lot of stuff that I didn't know. A lot of words. So anyway, the like the head Japanese teacher, she was like and then I was just like, oh shoot, I think based on context she's talking about the head guy in Japan. And then like this is in front of like the whole like program, all of the new students, all of like the teachers, everyone. Nobody like laughed. I mean, actually everybody did laugh, but it's not because I was like stupid. It was just like, you know, they were just like, oh, he just had the head guy. Yeah, it's like the main guy at the top. And it's like, I don't know, because that's what's in my head. It's like, it's more like, oh, based on time, it's like I know she's talking about the guy at the top, like in charge of Japan, but I can't remember what it's called. So even though I didn't know the word shusho, or I don't even know the intonation, but shusho no hatsugen, shusho no hatsugen, shusho no hatsugen, shusho no hatsugen. That sounds better. Shusho no hatsugen. I don't know if it's right though. I'm getting better intonation so I can teach it. It's definitely the place that I didn't know. I made more mistakes than I thought over the years. So now I'm kind of trying to, especially it's tricky since I always did Kansai dialect. Anyway, so she says this and then I'm like, and the Japanese president, something, and then she like looks at me and she's like, Prime Minister. She like doesn't even speak English, but she's very smart, so she like knows a lot of words and stuff. She's like, she looks at me, she's like, Prime Minister, ne? Prime Minister. And I was like, yeah, the Prime Minister. Yeah, you got, oh, oops. Yeah, I totally knew that word. So I was like, I was like, jeez. No, I was like doing a job way above my level, but because I sounded good in Japanese in the interview and they didn't really have anybody else, they just hired me, and I was like, this is kind of too hard for me. Kid cats. So that's how I learned that word. That's funny, Purist. That's funny. I'd have committed public Sudoku after that. That's funny. Yeah, it was a funny moment, and fortunately, it was at the very beginning, so nobody was like, "Oh, he's bad." He wasn't. Oh, he's bad. No, it's like, silly mistake that happens sometimes, and I was like, sorry. So. That's awesome. Yeah, it was cool. Ichiru no... Actually don't know how to read this. What would this be? Izohin? How do you read that? Gizohin.一流の偽造品ともなると、微妙に色が異なるぐらいしか違いが見当たらない。 For intonation, I challenge you to do this. Grape first, martial arts. Both are brutal. The problem is, like, there's a bajillion of those those examples that... So I don't usually have intonation mistakes during conversation. That's like the weirdest thing for me. So if you ask me, like, what's the intonation, I honestly don't really know. When it's obvious, sometimes it's really obvious because it's just a word I've heard a ton. Yeah, it's 100% clear. It's 100% clear. Like, so there are times when, like, if somebody says, this is a really easy one, and a lot of foreigners do this. Hey, welcome to the community, Lendriz. Nice to meet you. Irashai, arigatou gozaimasu. Nihongo benkyou shite masu ka? Are you studying Japanese? What's going on? My name is JD. I'm here to motivate people in their Japanese journey and to guide them in the right direction. I live in Japan, and I'm a full-time teaching Japanese online as my full-time job. Started my own business doing that. For anyone else watching or tuning in, come on, there it is. There's my website. Oh yeah, that's how we do it. Yeah, or you can just email me directly if you're interested in moving to Japan or studying Japanese, doing private lessons, whatever it may be. Hey, chotto benkyo! Been going on and off for about a decade. Yes, a lot of us have. I keep coming back to it. Well, you have come back to it yet again. That's awesome. Yeah, actually, a lot of, the people that wind up there. Hey, Absol. How's it going? Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you so much for chatting. You studying Japanese too? What's this? I am indeed. That's great. Yeah, a lot of the people who come in, I would say, like, there's pretty much the whole range. But I think the general people that are in our community is like people who don't live in Japan for the most part. Maybe they have, or they've been, or whatever, but they're studying Japanese here. So if you want to kind of get back into studying, or more importantly, stay studying. That's kind of cool. Stay studying. Check out the Discord. Fun little community. Kind-hearted, gentle, sometimes flatulent, but good. It's good. If you ever have any question, Jelly knows where all the best figure spots are. I definitely don't. But that's funny. Cool. Yeah. That's awesome. Did you study in school, Lendriz or Absol? Yeah, I studied about 2 years in college. And now, the more that time passes, I think I got pretty good at pronunciation and somewhat intonation with college. And I had, like, basic vocab in my head. But I wasn't very good at all. Then I got to Japan. I studied abroad, so 2 months in college. 2 years college. I got to Japan to study abroad, and then in 5 months, I had friends help. I had my own Japanese language mentor. Wait, is that thing off right now? Hold on. I'll keep an eye out. Let me know if nothing pops up there. I should probably notice it soon, but it might not be. I just realized it's probably not going right now for some reason. But yeah. Yeah, why is that not going? I really want that to go. I'll have to fix that next time. Oh snap, you fed Pando? That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know why that's not coming up. I'll have to fix that. Nah, I just started early last year to pass the time. That's cool. Are you into anime or anything like that? Games? Just read things like Take Kim's Guide, grinding vocab, and listening to Japanese stuff occasionally. Still quite far from being intermediate. Who fed Pando? How dare you? He JDP deserves to starve. No, I'm just kidding. That's awful. He's just always happy, so I kind of get mad at him. Maybe he just automatically ate or something. Still quite far from being intermediate. Yeah. I mean, I think like intermediate to me is like but Botman, if I had to try your challenge, let's see. Budou juice. Budou. So the grape would be budou, and then martial arts would be budou. That would be my guess. Budou. That would be my guess. Yeah, so like sometimes when I hear it, like, oh, the very obvious. So, all right. This word. This is, I think I'm correct too. It feels right. And I can't, so I really don't want, now that I'm like studying intonation and in a real capacity, I want to learn it in my own way, because at least the way that I've gone about learning Japanese is very different from everything I see out there. And so I want to try to do that with intonation. I want to see if I can make sense of intonation in a very simple layman's way. Kawatare. Thank you so much for the follow. Arigatou gozaimasu. My name is JD. I'm a Japanese teacher in Japan, guiding people in the right direction on their Japanese journey, and just helping them learn Japanese, helping them stay motivated, or, you know, sometimes people are here learning English. So, まあ、日本語であれ、英語であれ、何でも皆さんの役に立ちたいと思ってます。よろしくお願いします。Thank you so much. Are you Japanese or are you studying Japanese? 日本の方ですか？皮にタレをつける。つける？うん。まあいいや。Is there a difference between gotoku mitai and yo? Yes, and yes, and yes. Actually, I've never heard anyone pair these together, so I'm gonna make a note of that. That's a really good one. Oh, you guys, I think Oni voice might happen if you're ready for it. Because we're gonna go into Discord. I just made that. Here comes the Did it go to the Oni voice? Yeah, we're Oni man. Oni man. Get to the place where you go to the plan, and it's the fan. You don't know who is your stand because you're on the stand with like Eminem. Oh. Over the past 16 years, that sounds about right, I have slowly, just in my private time, sometime at the beginning of streams a long time ago, been practicing my freestyle skills. I'll say they're still stupid, but I've definitely gotten better at keep like going, like not stopping. So, and that's all I wanted. Like, I don't care about making good raps. I more so like wanted to have like just continuous dumb rap, I think. I'm Japanese, but I'd like to know how to teach Japanese TBH, to be honest. Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna do a lesson teaching kanji, talking about kanji, Onyomi and Kunyomi, in about 24 minutos. Glad to have you here. Glad to have you here. I think you're correct. Yes. 英語の、駆動詞。駆動詞。Prepositions? If I had to guess. English phrasal verbs. Am I in Oni mode? Or is it fine? I'm just gonna reset just in case. Single semantic unit? What the heck is a kudoshi? What's a kudoshi? Spill the beans? Oh gosh. I swear, you're in sexy voice mode. That's funny. Like someone spilled the beans? Is that what it is? Phrasal verb is a verb that gets paired with a preposition. Oh, give up, give in, give out? Yeah. Interesting. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna cry to hurt you. Is that what you were going for? Is that what you were going for? Come on. Yeah. I wondered. I think it. Yeah, sexy voice equals ikebo. Yeah. There's a word for that. Ikebo. Yeah. Should have called it prepositional verb. Hold on, I'm gonna miss something. A2, the true dream of JD, becoming a freestyle legend. My sister, I think it's from a song or some rap song, but I always remembered it. She always said, Ibba, herb, spin it backwards, herb, Ibba. Is that from a song? She said that when I was like 10, and I never forgot it. It was the weirdest thing. Does anyone know that song, or is it from something? Ibba, herb, spin it backwards, herb, Ibba. I'm gonna say you compare. Yeah, it sounds. I swear it's definitely from like some 90s song or something. What was I just looking at? Botman. I think you compare mitai and yo together for learning purposes. I agree. I do kind of pair those in my mind because they're really similar, but gotoku isn't necessary to learn at that level. I agree. Gotoku, actually, when I was doing Boom Pro N1 stuff, because N1 grammar is definitely my weakest point, my weakest spot. Hey, Huno! Irashai! 감사합니다. I want to learn something else that's useful in Korean. I only know like mashiso, gom, pegopa. How do you say hajimemashite or like nice to meet you in Korean? That one would be really nice to know. hajimemashite ってなんて言うの? それ知りたいな。教えてくれるかい? 반갑습니다. 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 One day I'll learn how to read Hangul. One day. Yeah, it seems like really easy, everyone says. That's okay. Is it what purists said? Is that good? Okay. Am I saying it right? 반갑습니다. 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 Try to imitate any kind of Korean I've heard. Okay. Bang up, sue me now. That's how I'll remember it. Bang up, sue me now. Sue me now. 반갑습니다. 습니다. 반갑습니다. Yeah, I know the B. I know I have heard that the B and the P and the D and those stuff are very mba. It's like mba, right? It like tickles. It tickles. Yeah, gotoku, I don't fully know everything about it, but gotoku usually is negative, But I would just put it in a separate category. I would put it in newspaper category. Like, where you're never going to use that in conversation. Ever. It's written Japanese. Like, heavy written Japanese. I love some of the, I love some of the Ugly Duckling lyrics. Rap group. Getting wilder than Gene till the crowd goes, hey. Interesting. Like Gene Wild. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Interesting. It's funny, like, I didn't even think about it, but then it just kind of made sense. Give up, give in, give out. Yeah, there's something like putting his together like at 12 o'clock. Hey, that's cool. Those are cool lyrics. Yeah, there's something about that old style of like 90s rap or whatever, 90s hip hop that did that. Like, it was like they were actually poets, you know what I mean? I mean, that's, if anyone didn't know, rap, rhythm, and poetry. Did you know that's what it stands for? It's actually an acronym. Rhythm and poetry. We need a mind explosion emote. It happens to me too. Somebody needs to make that. Oh geez, actually I don't know if I can recognize Vimeo, but I think it's this. What is the difference? Yeah. 1 nyan, 2 nyan, 3 nyan, 4. Yeah, so my wife doesn't. So, for example, purists, like give up, give in, those might be kind of hard. I think because they don't really make sense. There's no consistency. You just have to learn each one as you go. My wife doesn't struggle. I think everybody struggles with different stuff. Some people might get that. No problem. My wife struggles still with like the, like, and you'd be surprised that your, or like pronouns get mixed into those. Like, let's put on your shoes. Let's put on your shoes. Like for my son, let's get your shoes. She'll say, let's get the shoes. And I'm like, no. Your shoes. I have the lunch, your lunch. I have our lunch. Or just lunch, you know, let's get, yeah, but whatever. So I think everybody's different, but you're right. It can be hard. I think those are much easier in Japanese because they all pretty much make sense. Missy Elliott. Hardest part is definitely that written English is a different language. I feel like written English and spoken English are much more merged and like meshed than compared to like Japanese. And I think that's what makes it hard is we'll use really advanced words sometimes in English, just when in normal speech. And Japanese people don't usually do that. They don't usually use difficult vocabulary in normal conversation. They'll use more difficult vocab words when talking about a more complex subject. But yeah. Yeah, that's what I've heard, Lendra, is that Hangul can be learned like super fast, like super quick. But yeah, I don't know. I just never had the desire to learn Korean other than, yeah, I just never. I just don't see any, even though I'm like right now, I don't have any interest in Korean culture. I mean, I want to eat a lot of Korean food. Like, I don't have Korean friends that I can't communicate with in either English or Japanese. There's just no need. So without the desire or need, it's just impossible. Like, if I loved K-drama, then yeah, I'd probably be interested. You know what? Not that I'm into this as much anymore, but if there were one thing, it would probably be like gaming. Like, so that I could understand, like, commentary on StarCraft or commentary on League of Legends in Korean. That might be like an interest. Yeah, like the similar words. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, because Chinese, and then Chinese. So Japanese came from Korean, and then Korean came from Chinese. And then there was like a skip at point also, that Japanese went back to Chinese again directly, which is really interesting. Because in her Japanese mind, she doesn't feel like it's important to specify it as shoes. It's more just like, it's not like that. It's more, because in Japanese, you just say kutsu haite, shoes, put on. So, or put kutsu hako, let's put on shoes. So it's because it doesn't exist in Japanese. And so it's more about learning, hey, in this situation, you want to put your shoes in. Like, you could say, let's put on shoes in English, and that would actually be fine, technically. But if you say, it's about, like, she's trying to put something there that she thinks is right. Like, hey, let's put on the shoes, right? The shoes are there. So therefore, no, not the shoes, but your shoes. So it's just a weird thing in English that, you know, you got to get used to. There's this one clip from StarCraft 1 of this Korean commentator who says Reaver. Like, Reaver is like the beetle slug thing that shoots cannons, like shoots photon cannon circles, like balls. And he says Reaver, like Riba is what it is in Korean. I can't, he says it so fast. It's awesome. It's like a 6-second clip. See if I can find it, but yeah. You know what I'm talking about. He's like it's like there's a bunch of siege tanks, and then like the Reavers come up. It was like a drop or something. Like all of a sudden, all these Reavers come out of everywhere, and then like the commentator gets so, he's like, and it's a great clip. I bet I can find it. Diba 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 StarCraft. Just, yeah. So easy to find. It's 18 seconds. It's like one of the best clips. We gotta watch this. Hold on. It's so unrelated to this channel, but it's so funny. At least if you played StarCraft, somehow it's funny. I don't know why, but yeah. All right. So basically, like, oh, it was dragoons. Okay, so basically the dragoons, the little spider-looking things, these looking things are, looks like they're just he's gonna lose, right? And he's like, oh no, he's got the Reavers, and then the guy, so he looks like he's gonna lose, and then this guy comes in with all the slug thing called Reavers, and then he just destroys him. He's like, oh, he's gonna lose. Oh, that's what it is. He's only talking about the one Reaver. He's like, oh, the Reaver's gonna die. Get the Reaver, get your Reaver, get your Reaver. I love that. I think like every 2 years I watch that clip. Sorry, it's so unrelated, and I just really love that clip. Honestly, I know this sounds weird, but it's kind of stuff like that eventually led me to like want to learn language. It sounds crazy. But that's kind of like how I feel about it. Like, you kind of find these like things outside of your culture, and you just start to, like, I don't know, get into them and like learn more about like other sides of your culture and different cultures. And yeah, it sounds strange. Yeah, you're like, this is weird, but I like it. Like, you can kind of like, especially when you hear emotion, when you just hear like basic conversation, like a Spanish soap opera, it's like, eh. But like when you hear people yelling or crying in a different language and stuff, it's really interesting. Same. Gaki no tsukai made me want to learn Japanese. Yeah? Gaki no tsukai. Yeah. It's just these... There's certain things like... I mean, I've told this story before, but in middle school... Kinben. Kinben. これ面白い So there is a possible translation of this. I don't think that's what they're going for, but it basically means like you're not allowed to poop. Like pooping is off limits. Like that's funny. I like them all in their own way. Yeah, it's weird. Like, eventually, I keep saying this, but eventually, like, I just know these kanji so well. Almost all of them. You'll say it. That you just kind of, like, there's no question. Iyari. Oh. 努力して自己の意義がある。This one? Probably this one? Yeah. Kadan. Yeah. Thank you, Kobe Kadan. Kaiju. Wow, this is weird. Why would they? That's a weird kanji to have. Taigu. This one. Yeah. Kaiju. Yeah, I was surprised that they had kaiju in there. Godzilla. Mothra. Pacific Rim. Kaiju. Everybody gets excited about kaiju, right? Yeah. That's awesome. Last one's whatever. Let me see. I haven't done this ever, but let's go on Reddit, the Japanese Learn Japanese Reddit. Sometimes they have some interesting questions. I'm not a Reddit person, as you might have guessed. But sometimes they have really good questions. It just kind of helps me think about stuff to talk about too. So I was talking to this it's not fully what this is about, but learning Japanese with news. I even see these ads that come up on Facebook that try to get me to learn news with learn Japanese with news. Have any of you ever tried to study a language with news? Or like a radio or something like that. Like not podcasts. I'm gonna separate podcasts, but news. ニュースで英語を勉強したことあるかとか、その言語学習したことあるか。なんか特に正直日本で初めて聞いたんですけど、ニュースを通してなんかニュースをたくさん聞いてたら英語を話せるようになったみたいなよく聞くんやけど、正直すっごい勉強に悪いって思ってさ、どういう仕事をしたいかによるんだけど、なんかニュースはあんまり良くないと思う。漢字の勉強にはいいかもしれない。Yeah, that's right. I get the too much. Gotta work on that. Figure that out. You guys shut from news? Yeah. So it's not like you can't learn words from news, right? But, like, why? It just, none of it really is good for, like, if you, what's your goal? Is your goal to, like, start speaking in Japanese? Interesting. If your goal is like to speak in Japanese, then like, I don't think the news is a very good place to go. I don't know. What about you guys? On my desk right here, I've got a figure of Pulgasari, the kaiju of a North Korean movie made in the 1980s by South Korean producers kidnapped. What? That is a cool story. Pulgasari. すげえ。見たいこれ。So Pulgasari. That's crazy. Oh, snap. That's insane. I want to see this. Is it in Korean? Man, that'd be cool. That is such a crazy story. I read a few articles and I learned a lot of words. Yeah. Oh, so you read articles. That's interesting. I was thinking only about listening. Hold on, I need water. ちょっと待ってね. I'm gonna get some water. I'll be right back, okay? ちょっと待ってね. When you're down at the bottom, it might feel like you'll never get to the top. Until you look down and see how far you've come. Then you know it was worth it.
Japanese language mentor has been a great help in my Japanese language journey. I was a little unsure of what to study or what to do next, you know? And it's fun. Like it's more fun when you're talking to someone instead of just, you know, grinding flashcards or kanji. I really look forward to the lessons. He does a great job of telling you what's important when you're trying to learn conversational Japanese, and it's definitely helped me stay motivated when I'm studying, and I highly recommend it.
It's not presented in a way that reminds me of a classroom where it's here's material, sit down and study. It's like talking with your friend who you haven't seen in a week, you know? You just kind of you catch up on things, you enjoy talking, and all of a sudden you look down and the time has gone by. So I do like the aspect of him having learned the language himself so that he can relate to the process of learning the language and guide you in the right direction, as opposed to wasting time on things that may or may not be how they're supposed to actually be used or anything like that.
And we're back. Okay. Yeah, definitely needed some water. Greetings from Oahu. Oahu. Hi. Cirillo. Nice to meet you. Have we met before? Or is this your first time chatting? We have met. You said you used to live in Colorado. Oh. I think are you lying? So you said in maybe you just move a lot. Are you in the military? So first you say you're from Fort Collins, Colorado. And then a year later you said you're in Mississippi. And then 2 months later you say you're from Hawaii. I don't believe you. Dang it! You move a lot. You travel a lot. I believe you now. I'm sorry I didn't believe you. Good morning! Emma! Ohayo gozaimasu! Irashai! Herisaro! Reminds me of hair salon. Hair salon. Irashai! Nice to meet you! My name is JD. I'm a Japanese teacher full-time. For anyone tuning in, this is my website. I gotta update my info page. Do that today. And this thing. I don't know where that went. My parents say... Alright. Oh, the movie's on YouTube? Alright, I might have to watch that sometime. So, what was I gonna say? Yes. This is such a real question. Hold on. We're gonna, very shortly, within about like 5 minutes, we're gonna start a Japanese lesson. So for anybody who's here that isn't familiar with the channel, my name's JD. I'm a Japanese teacher, and so I just do Twitch on the side to kind of help you guys stay motivated, to help you kind of guide you, have fun, honestly, just to kind of guide you in the right direction with real practical advice on how to learn Japanese. The stuff that you can't get from the YouTube videos, you know what I'm saying? Hey, Stay. Stay. Shoken. How are you doing? Genki desu ka? So what's the best way? I'll answer Pierce's question and then we'll get into the lesson. So what's the best way to... ちょっとわからないところあって is what I mean, that's not bad. That's not bad. So when you didn't understand what they said. Oh, when you...ちょっとわからないところあって sounds more like you're like looking at a piece of paper or something. Or... yeah, that's more like you're about to look at something together. Is the way that feels. Are you... it's only 2 factors. So number 1, the thing that you would say if you're just casual or someone where it's not like a serious relationship, nante is just eh? Or eh? 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 すいません eh? Eh? Or if I'm being kind of more polite because it's somebody that I don't know that well, すいませんすいませんすいませんちょっと聞こえなかったあすいませんちょっと聞こえなかったです That's what I would say すいませんちょっと聞こえなかったですちょっと聞き取りにくくて、ちょっと聞き取りにくい、なんか聞き取れなかったとか That sounds 聞き取れなかった That's actually kind of a humble response. That's kind of like saying, if you say like, あ、すいません、ちょっと聞き取れなかった. That's not bad. I like that, actually. I don't think I've ever said that, but that works, Shelby. Because what that says, you want to leave out the last part. 聞き取れなかったです. Just apologize. Say, すいません、ちょっと聞き取れなかったです. 意味わかんない。もう意味わかんないもん。もう一回言って。Yeah, so I would say, yeah, if you say the 聞き取れなかったです, it's like you're saying, it was my fault. I was not able to kind of pick up what you were saying. So my bad. Could you try that again? Is what it implies. So, yeah. なんて? Here's my favorite. When I learned this, it was such a fun day. Because I was already like pretty dang fluent. I was very conversationally fluent. And then I heard someone say, "Hi? Hi?" And I was like, you can use "hi" as a question too? You can use it as a question? Tabu daigashi. Is that the flip the table one? Tabu daigashi. I use "hi" the most. I forgot. Hi. Ah, sumimasen. Hi. 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 Just stick your ear in their face and be like, "Motto koko ni. Motto koko ni." That's cute. Thanks. Thanks. 意味わかんないもん。So a long time ago on stream, I talked about Onyomi versus Kunyomi. And I made a video about it. It's a very crap video, to be honest. But it has like, it's like my best performing video on YouTube. I don't know what the code is for that one. There you go. Thank you, JD Memory. Honestly, it's about what the video is what I'm about to explain, and I'm going to remake this video on YouTube sometime in the next year. Life is hard. I think today I'll actually work on video editing and taxes. Not taxes, expenses. So we're gonna get into it. So let's do it. Ateji, yeah. How's that look? Good enough. Why is that not popping up? That's bothering me. Whatever. Oh, I gotta do it later. So, and now for the grand finale. Look at that, all ready to go. So, Onyomi versus Kunyomi. Now, first, what I'd like is for you guys to tell me what Onyomi is and what Kunyomi is, because we gotta start somewhere, and it certainly. Please help. Shaberi sugida. I talk too much, and then I say things like certainly. Certainly. I'm like Sean Connery. Sean. Is his name actually Sean Connery then? But because of his lisp, he says Sean Connery. It's interesting. It's a thought. It's an interesting thought. Onyomi is the Chinese reading. Kunyomi is the native reading. Nice. Okay, we're getting somewhere. You guys... It's important that you have ideas of what the world tells you what Onyomi is. So you said Onyomi is Chinese reading. Come on, come back. Maybe I should do it like this. Hold on. That looks kind of cool. Onyomi Chinese reading. Whatever. And then Kunyomi is, what'd you say? Native reading. I'm not looking for right answers, just whatever you guys think it is. You could totally guess. You could be onto something there. Onyomi is how we read kanji everywhere. Kanji everywhere. Everywhere else in Asia. Kunyomi is just Japanese stuff written in China. Japanese written in Chinese. Japanese written in kanji. Onyomi is the audio. Ooh. Audio / sound reading. See, I'm actually very proud of how Kunyomi is not. Kunyomi, not audio / sound. I'd only speak using Kunyomi. I'd never speak using disgraceful. What? So, in my opinion, I don't know about you guys, but this is Kunyomi is meaning reading. Okay. Meaning of word. All right. So, I'm actually very proud of. I'm like see-through kind of. I'm very proud of. I'll take a little bit of pride, but well, I shouldn't say I'm proud. I'm very happy and excited of the explanation that I came up with to explain Onyomi versus Kunyomi. Kunyomi is the reason Japanese is difficult. Yes. Reason Japanese hard. Yes. There are many Kunyomi. That's true. That's true. But I don't think it's Japanese is very hard because of kanji. I think kanji is a pretty minor part of Japanese. And one that really kanji doesn't feel crucial to me when learning Japanese. Like there was never a time where I felt like I needed more kanji in order to get better. Ever. It was just like as I got better, I learned more kanji anyway. And it just kind of went hand in hand. A lot of people, Lendrez, since you're new, a lot of people who study Japanese, they'll like learn hiragana and then maybe katakana, and they're like, well, now I gotta do kanji. You definitely don't need to learn kanji third. I think like if you learn hiragana, awesome. From then, just try learning the language. Try learning how to speak and the formation of sentences, verb, adjective, noun, conjugations, negative, positive. And that's where everybody should start. That's what I teach my students. And I can happily say that I'm seeing fruit in the work that my students and I are doing. Like the people that started, I think on average, like, let's say 15 to 30 lessons ago, everybody's speaking now. And I even had I'll say 8 to 10 lessons where I just wasn't teaching the right stuff. I thought I was, but I wasn't. But now it's I'm very excited. So it's fun. Everybody's talking now for the most part. Is there anybody who isn't? There's nobody who's not speaking at now. So that's cool. At least main students. No, everybody is conversing. Gosh, that's cool. Okay. So, I'm talking enough. Denny, you're doing just fine. I'm hard on you in the lessons because sometimes people need... I'll say sometimes men need a little bit of a slap on the back. Like, let's go, bro. Let's go. It's because I love you. I'm here for you. Learning to write kanji is a real waste of time. Agreed. Unless you're gonna live in Japan, I don't think you ever really need to practice writing kanji. And if you are doing that because you live there, you don't need to write hiragana. You don't need to write any Japanese. Nothing. Okay. So, I'm gonna redo this. All right. It's very simple. Very, 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 very simple. I use this time to kind of organize these for my future students as well, so bear with me. You guys benefit from the learning part for free, and then me and my students benefit from having these available whenever we need them. So, win-win. Thank you. And it'll help me with my future video. So, that's very important. /S. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I write kanji when I fill out the address. I'll be staying at the customs format. That's very important. Yes, yes. Yo, hey, stalker. Catch him. Okay. Yes, I got the right hotkeys. That was a smooth. Here, I'm gonna change. I'll be extra clickbaity. Free Japanese lesson now. So there's really only two things, okay? So I came up with this. It's patented. Not really. So you can't steal it. But if you steal it, give me credit. Because I was very kind of amazed that it worked. So, Onyomi. Block reading. Word reading. Okay. So, when I remember in class one day, there was a lesson about Onyomi and Kunyomi. And I was like, oh, never heard this concept before. And some people were like, what? No way. Honestly, I don't remember jack from that lesson. I still don't, I cannot tell you which, well, I guess kind of now, because we're looking at them. But without looking at this, what we've just done, if you're like, which one's Onyomi? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. And that should tell you that it's really not that important to have a mastery of Onyomi, Kunyomi, or whatever. Hi, Wax! Irashai! Okay? It really doesn't matter, okay? However, so know that when I learned it in school, honestly, it's just, this is my issue with modern Japanese teaching, is it's very heady. Do you guys know what that means? Like, it's like way too intellectual. And I think adults kind of like salivate. This is what I mean about English. We use very difficult words in normal conversation. Well, I guess this is kind of different, but yeah, like they're like like adults, we love to salivate over like, oh, like look at this explanation, or like, oh, it's like really detailed and explains exactly how it works. And this is actually the opposite of what we need to do to learn a language. I'm sure somebody I've seen this before, is like learning about a language is not learning the language. These things can help. However, I have found that most people, when we gravitate towards these things, yeah, scholarly, like heady, like over intellectual in some ways, that we kind of we lose focus. there's a lot of things that help me focus on Japanese in a simple way. And so that's how I see it, interpret it, and teach it. I don't think the intellectual stuff, I'm talking enough. You are. You could be 0, but the fact that you're speaking in Japanese is already the greatest success. That's all that it matters. That's what you gotta remember. I'm picky because I'm trying to get you, I'm trying to push you in the pool a little bit. Teaching you some stuff about swimming, then pushing you in the pool. But how do I, but it's like you're focused on diving or something. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I'm just trying to teach you how to swim, but you're like, I need to master my dive. I need to master my dive. That's kind of what it's like. It's like, I need to master diving. It's like, let's just focus on swimming first. So that once you dive, you can stay alive and swim and float and that kind of stuff. That's what it feels like. So the fact that you're diving already, very cool. Very cool. It's like, that's great. Let's dive and then swim and learn how to get to the shallow end and, you know, swim over to the shallow end and take a break, grab onto the wall, you know, that kind of stuff. Which even to an adult can be difficult. A lot of adults can't swim. So let me get to the point. Block reading, word reading. It is really simple. Okay? So first we're going to look at... I feel like I want to compare them constantly. So I don't want to like separate. So, Onyomi, this is the example I used before. Okay? Shokuji. Shokuji. Shokuji suru. Shokuji. 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 See, I don't know the intonation when I'm saying it by itself. I don't know. All right. Okay, and now I bet you guys can do this for me. Can you tell me a word that uses this kanji besides shokuji that also has hiragana in it? We want hiragana. We got to get hiragana for this to work. So, tabemono. Tabemono. Tabegoro? Tabegoro? Okay. Okay. Tabemono. Taberu. Tabehen. What is tabegoro? I've actually never heard that. Might be some obscure word. Tabe. Is that? Oh, tabegoro? Time to eat or something? What is tabegoro? It's kind of like a weird slang. Tabegoro no. Like time to eat? Okay, that's what I thought. The right time to eat something. Gotcha, gotcha. Tabemasen, tabehen, kuimono. Kuimono, sure. We can even do kuimono, okay? What? Kuimon. Demo kuimon. Yeah, there we go. Kuimono. Alright, ku. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. A meal is shokuji in Japanese too? Yeah. Yeah. Hold on, I want to make sure. Because this will help me solidify this theory better as well. Shokupan. Laishu no nichiyoubi wa sumo ga tanoshimi desu. Hee, sumo 見に行くのいいな。私行ったことない。でも行きたい。いいな。OK。時期。何が時期？ Danjiki? That's a really weird one. To be honest, I don't know the answer to that one. So we'll write a special thing in that one. Fasting. But it probably comes from Buddhism. Oh, you think it's Ateji? That could be true. So yeah. So the goal of this is not to apply for... We'll look it up because I'm curious. The goal of this strategy is not to fully know how to read every single kanji ever, because there is no strategy for that other than just memorization. But to have a general idea just based on appearance. Even if you can't read Japanese, you can see the difference between this thing and then this thing if you know hiragana, or if you kind of know what kanji are. Okay? And I'll take shokupan as an exception as well, because my guess is it probably comes from a similar kind of like, it was longer in the past, but now it is something else. It got abbreviated, so it doesn't really follow the rule. So we look at onyomi. Let me get some more with this, like yeah. Kanshoku. What about ones with shoku in it? Gaishoku. Shokan? Shokan? No, that's not right. Shoku. Shokuryo, shokuhin. Washoku. Alright, that's good. Let's get rid of Shokuro. I want 2 with that. Let's get rid of Kanshoku. Alright, just 4 and 4. Shokutaku, shokusai? Shoku... Actually don't... Is that right? Shokusai? Is that supposed to be Choshoku? Shokugeki? Yeah, don't go off anime and manga for this kind of stuff. It's not gonna... Yoshoku? Yeah, sure. The only thing is I want beginning, like at the front and at the end. Alright. These are kind of the same, so I'm gonna get rid of it. But maybe it'll help. Honestly, these are like the exact same. That's just kind of how it goes. Okay. So... we have Onyomi, Kunyomi. So here's the basic way that this works, all right? We're just gonna look at two examples for now. Shokuji, we'll do, yeah, shokuji. Okay, and then we're gonna do taberu. Okay, so right now, if we look at you got the Chad Japanese words on the right and the sad loan words on the left. That's how real Japanese is. I don't know what to tell you. But I want to talk about them and I want to get to them, but they're not real. They're not real is what I would say. Like, I like how you said it though. These are not great examples. These are these are the outliers. And so we don't want to learn a rule based on an outlier. There's always an exception. There's always a rule. There's always something. So it's not a good way to learn. But if you can figure out a pattern that applies to 90%, maybe 95% of all kanji, like, I think that's pretty useful. By the way, in the video, I explained this in like 3 minutes because I edited it. So if you're watching and you want to watch that video, here you go. Or if you want a review or something like that. Can we do Ikiru next? No. You can watch this video instead. Dang it, it didn't come up. Where's my Nama video? Maybe I didn't do Nama. I didn't do Nama. Never thought it would come up. Now is time. Now is the time. So I didn't do a video on ikiru because it's stupid, but I did do sorry. But I did do a video on nama, which I think is a super fascinating word. Oh, weird. Oh, maybe it's under weird. Hold on. Nope. Here's the link. So this is a video I did on nama, and I think it's like I think it's the weirdest word in Japanese, you know, whatever. But I think it's just a really cool word. Nama. And then aliases. Weird. All right, it exists now. Yeah, I love nama. Nama is so yeah. Anyway, we won't get in that. If you want to learn about nama, boom, there it is. Huzzah! Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so we have. I call this. We're gonna eliminate these words. These are confusing. They're Japanese. It doesn't really help you learn it better. So instead of onyomi, block reading. Okay? So get that out of your mind. And then this is word reading. Okay? So I call it block reading because it's basically like two blocks next to each other. Okay? Let me make it a little... Come on. Come. Gotta make it thicker. Wait. There we go. Actually, I kind of like dashed lines. What do you guys think? Maybe not. No. It doesn't feel like a block. All right. So you have these two blocks. They're just chilling next to each other. Okay. So this is our block reading. And so when you have a block reading, let's just say it's consistent. Okay. So block readings, I would find them to be easier. We have the two categories, just two categories for reading kanji. The two ways to read kanji. You know, there's more, but whatever. We're not going to get into that. So you have your block reading. Think of it as, it's like, same regardless of location. I don't know. This is a little bit new. So I'm putting an asterisk here for now. Asterisk for now. I'm not sure. But the way I see it is it's a block and a block. And so it's going to it's not going to be a word by itself. Like shoku is not a word. We don't really think of shoku as a word or anything like that. Shoku is a reading. Shoku. And same with G. G is not a word. G is a reading. It's like a little block. Imagine if you had a little block that said G on it. Oh, maybe I should do that. Let's... something like this. So you have your shoku block and you have your G block. And that makes shokuji. Okay? Does that make sense? I'm explaining it a little bit differently than I have before. 皆さん、わかりますか？今のところ。今まで。今のところ大丈夫ですか？ Hello, Jelly Sensei. I just recently watched your YouTube video about Onyomi and Kunyomi. It makes sense. Good. I spent 7 years of hard time in G Block. I spent 21 days of hard time in J Block. Nothing compared to 7 years. 7 years is a long time. Shokuji. So that's block reading, okay? So when you see kanji plus kanji, essentially what it is kanji plus kanji, okay? We'll put that down there for now. I don't know if that's true. But kanji plus, this is all that is. Kanji plus kanji. That's how you should think of it. It's kanji plus kanji. Okay? That's pretty much the only combination you have for a block reading. I'll just say 95% of the time. And that's it. So that means whenever you see this kanji, the kanji for eat, next to a kanji for whatever, it's probably going to be this. Yes. Yes, we will get to the 3 blocks. There's 3 blocks, 4 blocks. Actually, it's pretty simple. Also kind of like an asterisk rule. We have our asterisk rules because this is an experiment. I kind of made it up, so I don't know how true it is to the extent, but evens. It's in the wrong space too. I'm becoming very Japanese. So even number of kanji equals block reading. Remember, there's always exceptions. It's not a perfect rule. There's no such thing as a perfect rule in Japanese. So if you have 2 kanji, it's a block reading. If you have no perfect rules, no, never. But if we can find rules that apply to like the majority of everything, then that's great. All right. Odd number is yeah. See, I knew it. So shokupan, I thought I'd look it up now. So this is why. 主食として、食べるパン. That's the origin of shokupan. So I knew that it would come from, I was heavily guessing that shokupan, because it's a block reading, that it would come from an original block reading. This is an erroristic, which means that it doesn't work. This is a error. It's probably Kunyomi. The way that I see it is that when I look at it as odd, it means that either the first one is like, it's never going to be all block reading for the most part. Shokupan? Pang is probably Portuguese. Pang is Portuguese. Yes. Right. So this is where we'll start. Okay, we'll get into the triples and quadruples later. So word reading. Okay, what's a word reading? Okay. So this is, I see it as a whole. I don't look at the kanji separately, really. Think of it as like they're friend, like it's all one thing. It's all one thing. Ta. Okay? It's all one thing. I don't think of it as separate. Like, it's just like, what is it like? Like flipping over something and feeling it. What does it remind me of? Like a scratch off. Do you guys know what a scratch off is? Or a scratcher? I want a good... Jeez, there are no good pictures of them. Whatever. That's what I think. These feel like a scratch off. And so there's only like the whole thing is there. You just have to reveal that one piece in order to read the rest of the word or something like that. I don't know if that's helpful, but kind of what it feels like. こんにちは。授業前なので挨拶だけ失礼します。ありがとうございます。またね。リーゼント。My grandfather's weekly habit. Nice. Yeah, my grandparents used to do that too. I think in taberu, shoku just allows you to get to the meaning much faster. Yeah. Like, I don't think of it, I just think of it as like a... Yeah. I see what you're saying. It allows you to get to the meaning much faster. Yeah. I get you. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. じゃあ、行ってきます。When you're down at the bottom, it might feel like you'll never get to the top. Until you look down and see how far you've come. Then you know it was worth it.
Japanese language mentor has been a great help in my Japanese language journey. I was a little unsure of what to study or what to do next, you know? And it's fun. Like, it's more fun when you're talking to someone instead of just, you know, grinding flashcards or kanji. I really look forward to the lessons. He does a great job of telling you what's important when you're trying to learn conversational Japanese, and it's definitely helped me stay motivated when I'm studying, and I highly recommend it.
It's not presented in a way that reminds me of a classroom where it's here's material, sit down and study. It's like talking with your friend who you haven't seen in a week, you know? You just kind of, you catch up on things, you enjoy talking, and all of a sudden you look down and the time has gone by. So I do like the aspect of him having learned the language himself so that he can relate to the process of learning the language and guide you in the right direction, as opposed to wasting time on things that may or may not be how they're supposed to actually be used or anything like that.
When you're down at the bottom, it might feel like you'll never get to the top. until you look down and see how far you've come. Then you know it was worth it.
Japanese language mentor has been a great help in my Japanese language journey. I was a little unsure of what to study or what to do next, you know? And it's fun. Like it's more fun when you're talking to someone instead of just, you know, grinding flashcards or kanji. I really look forward to the lessons. He does a great job of telling you what's important when you're trying to learn conversational Japanese, and it's definitely helped me stay motivated when I'm studying, and I highly recommend it.
It's not presented in a way that reminds me of a classroom where it's here's material, sit down and study. It's like talking with your friend who you haven't seen in a week, you know? You just kind of you catch up on things, you enjoy talking, and all of a sudden you look down and the time has gone by. So I do like the aspect of him having learned the language himself so that he can relate to the process of learning the language and guide you in the right direction, as opposed to wasting time on things that may or may not be how they're supposed to actually be used or anything like that.
And we're back. Tadaima, modorimashita. What have you guys been doing? What are you guys talking about? That's gross. I would never. Who hacked my account? That guy. There's this one guy who always hacks my account when I go to the bathroom. It's really annoying. Ugh. Sorry about that. Really, my apologies. My apologies. My apologies. I use tsu for poops. Yes. What's special about Nihon no toire? Depends. Mostly the good. Like I don't have a bidet or whatever. Not everybody has those. All right. So word reading, taberu, gotta take a tsu. Nambatsu. Let me get rid of that's fine. So first, block reading, kanji plus kanji. Really simple. Okay, this is all that it is. In my mind. Kanji plus hiragana. That's all. I mean, if you really want the simple explanation, that's it. Just kanji plus hiragana. I mean, that really is it. Like, it's weird how much, like, do you remember what we said here? Chinese reading, kanji everywhere, native reading, like this, meaning of words, the reason. Yes, like, I think, yeah, that's the history. Like, it comes from Chinese. It's based on sounds and audio and this and then okay. But if we just look at it in a very different way, a very simplistic way, kanji, block reading / what is it? The onyomi, okay? Word reading. I just call it a word reading. Everything is a word, right? Or, like I said, word readings tend to come in odd numbers. So, if we look at a different word like, what would be an example? I feel like I'm about to sneeze again. So if we look at a different example with just what the? I get so distracted when I do these lessons with you guys. Maybe it's the music. I think it's from reading chat, which I don't mind. I prefer you guys chat if we do these kind of things, but I just feel like it's so dumb. This is why I never, this is what I used to do at the very beginning, is like work through a lesson as I was streaming, and that's why I had to, we can turn down the music. I started planning out all of the lessons, like making all the slides ahead of time. 自分出力誠。こんにちは、いらっしゃい。Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. How are you doing today? お元気ですか? So, a different word of a reading would even be like mono, or like we saw earlier. Oh, hold on. Mono, or what would be another word, an example of a kanji? That's just one word. Deru. Sore ga watashi no kibun desu. Let's see if Jitsu? Shifun tsui 読み方わかんないけど、四分出力実 4分出力 Ah, that's your name. 四分出力誠 So 4 poops out Makoto. So your name is Makoto and you feel like you've just taken 4 poops. Is that what that means? 4回うんちが4回出た誠くん。そういうことですか？いいえ。So what does it mean? じゃあどういう意味ですか？出る。出る。That is a word reading. Toki. Sincere output. Okay. Makoto ni. A sincere output. 出力。But I feel like it would be a different word. 出力. Yeah. 出力 reminds me of computers. Good name. Jitsu. Yeah, Jitsu is like an interesting example because it kind of... So yeah, this is where we get into the weird stuff. So if we did Jitsu, sure. And... ありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。いいえ。Then Toki. Okay, we'll look at these. They're both kind of weird examples, but maybe that's better. So if we say mono, jitsu, Toki. A lot of people do. I'm not a kanji master. I do not know how to read, especially names. Yeah, I knew it was somebody's name. A sumo guy? Is that who you're watching? Wakata Kakage Atsushi. Nice. Rikishi-san ne. Kimeru kette suru. Good. So that's a good example of a regular one. Yeah, so that would be the same as this. Kette, so ketsu, and then te, and then kimeru. Oh, I actually want to pair something with goto. Well, I guess mono works in that sense. Okay. Goto. And what's something else that works with goto? Deki goto. Yeah, dekiru is a weird one. Actually, never mind. What is something that finishes with goto? Tabe. Japanese has layers. Japanese has layers. Yes, it does. So many. Block reading in both sections. Oh, thanks. So what would be... Well, I'm trying to think of another word that uses... Tategoto? Tategoto? Tategoto って何? こっちじゃん! That's not the goto I'm thinking of. Is that what those are? I've been seeing people walk around with those for ages. I never knew what they were. Or at least what they are called. No, I'm trying to think of a verb plus goto. Hime goto. Harp. Hitori goto. Ooh, that's a weird one too. That's a different goto. But actually, I want to try and go through all of these examples, and because it's the weird hitori goto. Because hitori goto, I think, comes from kotoba. So hitori de yu kotoba. And I think that's why it's koto there. So would still fall under... It would be like... Yeah, word block. These are later. Migoto. Ooh, that one's really funky. Himegoto, migoto. But yeah, that works too. That's actually... it feels so different. Shigoto... I'm gonna consider that in a different one. Originally, yes, like suru shigoto, but that one is so different now. I thought about that. So, like we said earlier, if we have tabemono, all right, still kind of the same rule, all right? Tabemono. So, when I say odd number of kanji, I don't mean in total. I mean connected. If they're touching each other. So if you have kanji plus kanji, that would be 2. But if you had kanji, hiragana, kanji, that's odd. 1 and 1. They have to be connected. I will make this weird rule or something. So that's why migoto is kind of funky. It's not a perfect rule. But you can write tabemono without... Yeah, you can. But we're looking at kanji and trying to make sense of kanji right now. It's not this... Yeah, this might be not good. General rule. It's a general rule, but maybe we ignore it for now. We'll ignore these for now. With or without the hiragana? Yeah. And that's why it's the except... to be honest... This is not one that you would probably see. Because this would be shokubutsu. Oh, wait. Sorry. No, yeah, you're right. Sorry. Tabemono. Oh, wait. But isn't there... I don't... I thought that was a word, too. Let's just... Plant. Chigao. Yeah. What was the one I was thinking of? Nomimono. That's the one I was thinking about. Because I feel... Yeah. Okay, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So, shokubutsu... Not shokubutsu. Tabemono. Yeah, you do see this by itself. So that's like the one exception that I think of later. is because that's just an abbreviation. That's not actually what it is. You know, it's just shortened for reading or like newspaper or to put on a sign. So not really our example. And so if you see those, then you just kind of have to know. It's like, my goal of this rule is not to teach you how to read everything. The goal is help you understand, like, why would it be this one over this one? And just looking at it, you can kind of tell. So it's to give you a very basic understanding of, it's not a perfect rule. It works most of the time, but you run into an exception early on. Are you talking about the odd and even thing, Bridgewater? Yeah, mono is really common. So like, so jitsu, it could be jitsu, but it could also be mi. Like minoru. This can also mean meat, like a fruit. But I feel like, no, that won't. I feel like that actually comes from. What was palm tree? Yashi? The odd even thing? Yeah. Yeah, that one didn't feel as right, but it kind of helped. Yashi no mi. So I'm kind of brainstorming with you guys right now, just so you know. Toki doki. Yeah, Toki is a weird one. So I think rather than going on all those, yeah, that feels weird too. That's funny, Pierce. I'm probably missing some chat. Hold on. No, I'm good. Your brain hurts now? Good. My brain got stormed. Watch the video. It'll help you. Everybody's here, so they're trying to make it trickier, more complicated. But it's good because the more I know about it, the more I can like confidently say that it's true. So we'll go back to this page, but I want to simplify it before we get there. Whoops. So in general, this is it. Okay. This is the basic idea. You have a block reading. It's usually a kanji, and then word reading, kanji, hiragana. That's going to be your very basic, like, foundation for onyomi, kunyomi, or for block reading, word reading. And then let's take like a separate journey from what we were just doing with all like the weird exceptions, and let's try to see how it works with like shokujikai. Is that a word? I think that's a word. Yeah, the odd even thing is weird. Odd even thing doesn't work. Yeah. Odd even is not good. Fuji? Oh, you guys weren't seeing this. 食事会パー腹減ってる。食べること。I would say this is kind of it in the end. Is yeah. It's funny. As this stuff goes on, people just leave because it's like, what is happening? 80-20 rule. I don't care. It's more about like working through these ideas so that I can teach them. 20% of the words cause 80% of the pain. Yes. Wait. No, that's a thing. That's a thing. Hard to survive. Yeah, it is. Especially because I'm just ranting and I'm not really saying anything. Don't worry, teach. I'm still here. Yeah. It's all good. Because I'm not talking so much as I'm just like thinking. It's not very entertaining. But it's all good. So I think like these are the basic ideas that I'm going for. Like 会う時に食べるもの。食事会のsomething like this is like a crazy example. So like you know 食事会のもの。Could even make it a little bit. 食事会の時のもの。You could even, yeah, I mean, you could even do this too. 食事会時にNah, that's a weird one. I'm not gonna get into that. I think it's called the Pareto distribution. 食事怪獣. The kaiju that brings you food. Oh, what a kaiju that would be. Yeah, somebody told me about that, like, I don't know, but it was some website or some guy who wrote stuff about learning Japanese or language. Yeah, I kind of like this type of example. This is, I can figure out a better example later. But you can see how it works, all right? You have them blocked together. And then even though this is the same kanji as this, it's a different reading. Why? Because you have a hiragana here. You know, hiragana plus kanji plus hiragana. But, you know, if I were to say, you know, 会う時間の会う時間がなんか会う時間 whatever, then it would be different. I think most of you who are watching me already know how to read all this stuff anyway. But if not, yeah. I know it might be a little crazy. I'm just trying to work through my thoughts as well. I think it helps because it helps me like know exactly who I'm teaching to. I'm not trying to. Now I realize you don't. I think now I realize I'm not trying to like account for every single reading everywhere. I'm I'm trying to just give people who, like, unfortunately, some people learn about Onyomi Kunyomi and they're like, oh my gosh, what do? I don't understand. And I think this is a very simple way to understand. Just, even if you don't, like, read any kanji, I think you can understand, like, kanji plus kanji, or kanji, whatever, is going to be the block reading. It's going to have a different reading, right? You know, 2 ways to read Japanese. It's going to have this type of reading. And then you have the word reading, where if it's usually like kanji within a word, or a kanji as a word, just by itself, then it's going to have kind of its own reading for the most part. I am new, barely know hiragana. I think if you barely know hiragana, then this is like okay. I wasted a good chunk of time thinking the 2 reading groups were more vital than they are. That is something I want to tell people as well. Yeah. These are not that important. Not that they're not important. Like, don't stress about these 2 groups. If you're like flashcard dude equals stress, it's kind of the way it goes. People will do like flashcards and Anki and like try to grind vocab and stuff like that, and then they'll burn themselves out because it'll be like, oh, and it'll show you like 8 different readings, and it's like like it really starts off with just learning 2 readings, usually for a kanji. It's, you learn the word reading, ao, and then you learn that it has a block reading, kai. You know? Kaiwa is another good one, actually. A good word. Actually might like that one a lot. Yeah, kaiwa is actually a really good one. Because kaiwa is ao and talk. So it means conversation. So kaiwa. So ao toki ni nanka hito ni atte hanasu. This is a very good example of a kanji. I do singular readings when studying now, and thanks to these rules, I know which ones they are. That's good. That's good. Yeah, I think that's another good point. Beginners help identify which kanji are important / relevant. That's true. That's true. That's true. So, I think it is interesting that you're teaching kanji and hiragana side by side and not using hiragana and katakana to spell out words. Alone. Yeah. I mean, this is how we read Japanese. So, like, even if, like, you know, being fluent or a native person, this is still how they will read kanji. Not usually stuff this basic, but even in a newspaper or in some things, there will be stuff called furigana, and that's the reading above the kanji. So that's normal, and that's how I teach in my classes too, because adults do not need the extra baby step of like processing, you know, like we don't really need to take it in such a basic way, like that slow. We can learn much faster, and I've seen it work with myself and with my students. So thanks, I appreciate that. But I think that's good. Yeah, yeah. So this is the general idea. I know it's a lot. That was a lot to take in. But I feel better about this concept before, because when I did it on stream, so I came up with it when I was just teaching somebody, like trying to help them understand. And then I was like, this kind of makes sense. I just did it on the spot. And then I was like, actually, this kind of does make sense. And I'll go over the exception, that I kind of did back then. So kind of the only exception really is when a word reading turns into something that looks like a block reading. Okay. So we had taberu mono, okay, or tabemono, tabemono. Doesn't even come up really. You'll see this with like tabemono kinshi. You know, like no food allowed or something. Usually it's mochikomi or something, mochikomi kinshi. There's a bunch of these types of words. So, in reality, you see this and you think shokubutsu, just like I did a second ago. And that was an old habit that came up earlier. That's why I was like, isn't this shokubutsu? So, it's not shokubutsu, but there are a lot of times with these types of words that it's like, it's a word reading and a kanji. And like, even if you didn't have that, you would know what it meant. So they'll do stuff like, you know, tabemono, nomimono, even though usually, you know, it could be nomimono or nomimono. Even, you know, without mono being kanji, you'll see that. Or like tori atsukai. This is a great one. Tori atsukai setsumeisho. This is the one where I remember where it started to make sense for me. It's like, I was like, whoa, I've never seen these two kanji paired together. Now this is a block reading. Setsumeisho. Setsumeisho. You know, toku, akeru. It could be toku, akeru, and kaku. But setsumeisho. This is whatever. So, but these first two just actually come from a verb, like all the other ones. So it's pretty much always they toriatsukau. They come from a verb. Taberu, nomu, plus, you know, whatever. What were the other one? We said there's something else. The danshoku shoku. Yeah. Sorry. Those are difficult examples, but that's what made sense to me. So these are the simple examples. You might see it like this, and then if you see it like that, the reality is you just have to learn. Like, oh, like it's just helpful to know that sometimes kanji like this are abbreviated to kanji like that. That's the main point. Sometimes word readings are abbreviated. Sometimes the hiragana is removed. Very, very much sometimes. It's not that common. I mean, it's common, but it's not with a lot of words. It's usually the same type of words, like this. You don't see it super often. So it's pretty obvious. And sometimes the hiragana is removed, so it appears to be a block reading. So you might get tricked a couple times, but for the most part, it's not gonna, you'll figure it out. The volumes of Koro Koro Komiku that I have got hiragana on basically everything. Yeah, if it's chugakko, if it's like middle school level, it'll have readings on everything. Which would be more helpful if I could stand to read this. Exactly, yeah. I tried to read a book way back when, and I was like, this is just so boring. That's just so boring. You're watching Midnight Diner, Shinya Shokudo, and set CC in Japanese, and then painstakingly capturing text and doing OCR. What's OCR? Then Deep L and listening what they were saying. It's a good show to learn from since there's a combination of repeated common phrases as well as more obscure dialogues, a lot of food-related phrases. It's a cool show. I would say optical character recognition. Teshisu kana? テシスいらっしゃい。JD です。よろしくお願いします。はじめまして。I teach Japanese on this channel and full time. It's my website. I help guide people in the right direction on their Japanese journey and help you guys stay motivated. Just, try to learn something in the process, staying in the game. So, just trying to keep it fun and interesting and making sure you guys are feeling not too discouraged. 日本語の教師です。簡単に言うと。Pictures into characters. Optical character. Okay. Pictures in... Are you talking about for kanji? Yeah, if you're learning kanji just specifically, I think there's probably an infinite number of ways to kind of learn that. If you're ever... For anyone who's like trying to do immersion, I would recommend watching this video of mine. It's top 5 immersion mistakes, and the first one is really the most important one. I think that people mess up. It's not that it's bad to stop and translate and stop and translate, but those it really depends on your goals is the number one, but I do not. Unless you already have a foundation, then you don't really get to... that doesn't really help in the best way. はじめまして、とても日本語お上手ですね。ありがとうございます。自分は逆に英語が全然わからないので学びたいかなと思いつつ、手がつけられない感じです。英語を勉強なんていうかな、もう聞きに来てる人は結構いるんで、日本人でね。なんか、あれ、なんか共有したいな。I forgot to ポストしたっけ？ちょっと忘れちゃった。もう、一番は、英語を、なんていうの、その英語を理解しなくていい。聞いたことを逆に、流暢じゃないのなら、流暢じゃないでしょ？じゃあ、なんで、ネイティブみたいに理解しようとしてるのか。それが、なんか、第一かな。100% 理解できないはず、できないに決まってるのに、なんで、別に、テシスさんだけじゃなくて、いろんな人、その英語を勉強してる人も、日本語を勉強してる人も、100% 理解できないに決まってるのに、100% 理解しようとする。だから、何を勉強するかによるんですけど、もし、例えばフレンズよく聞くでしょ。そのフレンズ見て英語を勉強しますみたいな。じゃあ一個一個単語を覚えていくのってそうではない。まあ例えば3回も4回もその単語めっちゃ出てきてるやんみたいな、そういうのがあったらまあ多分書いといた方がいいと思う。本当に大切な単語とかは何度も出てくる。文法も含めてそのルールも、成立する？言えるかな？文法に対してもそのルールは関係する？そのルールはwhat is the word I'm trying to find? Whatever. その文法に対してもそう。それが一番言いやすい。だからもしまだなんていうのそんなにわからなかったらまあ その 100% ネイティブの番組とかそのドラマとか見てたら、100% 理解しようとするんじゃなくて、なんていうの、なんか便利そうな言葉とか、使えそうな言葉とか、なんかよく出てくる文法を探して、それをまあ一個一個重ねてなんか集めていくって感じ。That's my best advice. OCR is a software that turns an image of text into text that can be further processed. Google Keep. There's no other way to copy and paste the text. I know. So it captures images of the CC Japanese text. Keep the translate in detail. Listen again. Huh. Interesting. Cool. I've never heard of that process. So that's cool. The thing that mattered the most to me is when you said, very slow process, but I enjoyed it. That's my number one rule. 一番は、まず、楽しめない。楽しくなきゃダメなんです。それは一番。学ぶとしたら全部だよなーって思ってた。自分には目から鱗。目から鱗でした。それ聖書から、の由来は聖書から来てるってご存知でした？目から鱗は聖書から、キリスト教の聖書から来てるんです。あなたには中学生の頃に出会いたかったです。So do you guys see that he used anata? So, or she. So, it is not zero use. And there are times when it is really not offensive at all. I did a video on that. So many video plugins possible today. They're like 5. That's the forbidden word. So my video is about when you can use it. Or when people do use it. 私も英語を 100% 理解することはできません。多分これからも難しいと思うし。そう。聖書から来てるのは知らなかったです。やっぱり知らないことを知ると面白いですね。そう。It's so fun to learn things that you didn't know. お前 for life. あんたの教えっ子のためにも。教えっ子。Feels like it would be 教えっ子? Yeah, maybe? Is there a VOD for this? I want to rewatch it. Yeah. You're talking about the whole stream? Yeah, maybe I can actually start doing that. I made a separate channel a while back for like just posting my streams because Twitch will delete them and stuff. Yeah. It's just so annoying because then I have to download. That's one good thing about streaming on YouTube. It's just there and you can hide it or delete it or whatever. All right. I will do that for you. I will upload this video to YouTube for you today. If I can. I mean, like, it might have a weird thing with the hours. I forget. All right. Well, it was fun talking to you guys. I had a great time. I gotta get moving. Start some other work. Good news is, even more so, this Tuesday is solidified. I stopped working at the cafe on Tuesdays. 今まで、この半年ぐらい、今まで火曜日と土曜日、カフェでバイトしてたんですけど、Yeah, you can watch it on Twitch, but it'll disappear eventually, and I want to try to get into the habit of uploading if possible. Yeah, I was working at a cafe. 14 days VOD, yeah. And you can download them and highlight it to save it and download later. I stopped doing that a little while back. If I were like doing the grind, like the true, you know, stream content creator grind, I would be doing a lot more. That's not me. So if any of you guys are the Twitch grinds, are you talking about like Xiao Ma? So curious about this man's life. So if you guys, if any of you who are not already taking lessons or whatever, for all of my students that are here, that's so cool. It's like having a group lesson for free. It really felt like that last time. There were like 6 or 7 of my students in the stream, and it was like they were asking questions too and talking. So it really felt like a group lesson. So I think I love that Twitch can kind of become that, is like a long free group lesson that everybody can just enjoy and benefit from, and there's less pressure on me and no real planning. I mean, there's minimal planning, so even the littlest exposure to Japanese helps me. Good. Thanks for the stream, Judy. Thank you, Shelby. Thank you. Let us definitely raid somebody today. Oh, Bottlehead. I will definitely raid Bottlehead today. /raid Bottlehead. Boom. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, for any of you guys, if you're interested in Japanese lessons, private lessons, or if you're thinking about moving to Japan, I also offer relocation support. You can email me, or you can check it out on my website. Yeah. Amen. Amen. That's right. That's right. Good. And if not, I will see you again maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow? We'll see. Have a great day. Mata ne.